we just looked down the abyss. One of the nurses told us, she said, normally cases like this, we don't expect them to leave.
Remember in season 6 when Truly got really sick? She was about 3 years old, and for reasons we'll get into later, she was experiencing acute kidney failure. It was a really scary time for the family. Well, Truly ended up spending, I think, 11 days in the hospital, and every night that she was there, Christine was with her by her side. And Cody didn't do that. They don't show us exactly where Cody was, but it just made me wonder, if Cody wasn't in the hospital every night with his child, then where was he? Okay, first of all, this topic is not totally random. I think it was just last week, Christine posted about this incident, about Truly's time in the hospital on her Instagram page. And seeing Christine reflect on this experience made me want to go back and look at these episodes again. Okay, so just for some context, back in season 6, the Browns were planning I think they called it a commitment ceremony. Mary described it as a way that they were celebrating the fact that they had built all the homes in the cul-de-sac. They were just recommitting themselves to each other.
What's the occasion for all the flowers? What are we celebrating?
We're just celebrating our commitment to each other now that we're all in our homes. We're all back together, so we're just doing a big celebration.
And they were going to plan a huge event for this for some reason. So the 4 sister wives decided to go to San Francisco for 4 days to find some dresses for the event, which I think is like a red alert. They lived in Las Vegas. They had a lot of dress shopping there available to them. It just made me feel like this was not their idea. This was the show's idea to get these ladies on a road trip together. Anyway, add to that the fact that none of the sister wives seemed really excited about it. Mary admitted that she was a little bit dreading spending 4 days alone with her sister wives. At the time, Robin was still breastfeeding Solomon, and just from what we've seen of Robin trying to travel with babies, I get the sense that she probably would have preferred to stay home. And Christine was kind of nervous, I think, about leaving all the kids under Cody's watch. Well, while the ladies were away, Truly got sick. And Cody basically said, oh, she's got the flu, and he just kept it moving. A few days later, when the wives got back in town, Christine looked at Truly and saw that she was really sick. So Christine took Truly to the doctor's office 2 times until finally Truly was admitted into the hospital.
Today is Mariah's going away / birthday party. And so I sent Aspen and McKelty out to get the stuff that I need for that, because I'll give to last minute. And so they're doing that, running my errands for me, which is lovely. I am taking Truly to the doctor. She's lethargic, she doesn't have a lot of energy, she's just sitting there.
So it turned out that Truly was severely dehydrated and experiencing acute kidney failure. They never placed any explicit blame during the show, but it sure looked like what happened was Truly got really sick under Cody's watch. Cody did not make sure that Truly was staying hydrated, so her flu turned into severe dehydration, turned into acute kidney failure. Now, Christine and Cody kept a pretty united front during season 6. Neither one of them went out of their way to make the other look bad or to make us feel like one of them was at fault. But years later in season 16, Cody finally shared with us that Christine did basically blame him for Truly's kidney failure because she said he was negligent in taking care of her. Back to season 6, Truly ended up spending 11 days in the hospital, and Christine said that she spent every night there right beside her baby. Cody was never shown spending the night. He never talked about spending the night. And so the question is, where was Cody? Of course, right? I figured he was with Robin because that just fits the narrative too perfectly. But it turns out, at least that first night that Truly was in the hospital, Cody was with Mary. It's a bit of a shaky reason for Cody to miss that first night in the hospital, but the first night that Truly was admitted to the hospital was also Leon's last night at home before moving off to college.
I know that you kind of wanted to have him there, but I just don't feel like
I understand.
this is something. I mean, you guys can say your goodbyes here,
All
but
right.
I don't feel like it's. I'm not going to pull you away from that. I think you need to be here for sure fairly early in the morning, and nobody will be up. So we'll just
All right.
say goodbyes, and you
Sorry,
guys can
we'll
say
be
your
cool.
goodbye.
Okay, I understand.
I'm not saying goodbye now, right now. I love you.
It sounded like for months, Mary and Cody had planned to spend that night together, wake up early together, drive Leon to college together, get them settled in their dorm together, and then drive back to Vegas together. They had planned this for a while. So at the same time that Christine was going through this trauma with Truly, Mary was going through her own thing. And of course, right, Leon going off to college is not really the same as Truly's life or death situation. It was a commitment that Cody had, and he made it to one of his children. And I get the feeling that he didn't know what to do. Either he didn't know what to do, or maybe he didn't want to admit how dire the situation was with Truly, and not spending the night with her let him pretend that it wasn't happening. I don't know. I'm just trying to make sense of why the man would not spend the night in the hospital with his 3-year-old daughter who was on death's door. Either way, okay, why am I trying to make excuses for this man? I'm actually not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to understand, okay? So the next night, Truly was still in the hospital, right? It was her second night in the hospital. Mary was out of town in Salt Lake City getting Leon settled in college. This next night now, they showed Cody at Janelle's house.
So, I'm going to go see, is there any, I'm going to go and check on Truly right now.
Let me know when she's up and moving around. I'll come.
All right, maybe we'll play some more. All right, I love you. See you. Bye, kids.
Okay, so then the rest of the time that Truly's in the hospital, which I think was about, 9 days at that point, they don't show us where Cody spent the night. To me, it's clear that he wasn't in the hospital. All right, just look at his face, look at his body language in this scene where Christine talked about what it was like to spend the night in the hospital.
The first couple of days that I was in the hospital, I started looking at people, and there are people there that are there all the time. And they're regulars, and their kids are regulars. And I just realized, you know what, here they are, their life is on hold. And really thank you ladies for running my life when I couldn't. Because no, I couldn't have done it without you. There's no way.
Now, almost every time in this episode, when Christine talked about spending the night in the hospital with Truly, Cody looks down. And to me, he looked uncomfortable, almost ashamed. Now, of course, all right, I'm not a body language expert, but I do feel like Cody's body was communicating something. And unfortunately, TLC will come after this video if I show every moment from this episode. But if you can, find a way to watch this, season 16, episode 6, and notice Cody's body language when Christine talked about staying in the hospital with their daughter. In the meantime, okay, if a husband and wife spending the night together, watching their child really suffer, would think that experience might bring them together? And maybe they would even find strength in their togetherness. I don't think they would be avoiding eye contact by looking down. Also, okay, for the record, I don't think he was at Christine's house during Truly's stay at the hospital. Aspen talked about watching the younger kids, and Christine's mom, Annie, was also with them. Mary was out of town for a while, getting Leon settled in college. We already saw him at Janelle's house that second night. Now, which does leave one wife that we haven't heard from. And if that is really what happened, then yes, it does perfectly fit the narrative that when Christine and her kids need Cody, he was with Robin, allegedly. Okay, like I said, this topic, it did happen years ago, but it's not totally random because Christine just posted this photo on her Instagram page last week, along with this caption. When Truly was 3, her kidneys shut down, and I spent 11 days in the hospital wondering if I would go home with or without her. I came across this picture today, and I remember drawing it for her. One side is her at the hospital with tubes connected to a dialysis machine, and the next one shows her healthy at home and going to Disneyland. I told her as soon as she was better and we got home and she was feeling healthy, we would go to Disneyland. That was the day she started to get better. So glad I kept these pictures to remind me of miracles. Hashtag blessed, hashtag mom life, hashtag miracles, hashtag reminders. Okay, a couple things I want to point out. First of all, Christine says that she spent 11 days in the hospital. And I do think that if Kody had been there with her in the, spending the night with their 3-year-old baby, I think she would have mentioned that. Even if it was just like, when Truly was in the hospital, her father and I spent days wondering if we would go home with or without her. But it's nothing like that. It's I, singular I, Christine alone. Okay, second point. In season 6, Kody and Christine kept a pretty united front, and they were still working really hard, all of them, to make us feel like life was grand in the cul-de-sac. Although we know now that that wasn't true. Well, at the time, they were really working hard. And Christine even said in season 6 that Kody was the one, actually no, Kody is the one who said this, and Christine didn't disagree with it.
I don't know if she understands or anything, but I'm like, listen, if you will pee in your diaper, and I tried to be fun about it, so I got all silly, like, we're gonna have a pee, poo, and potty party. And as soon as Truly does that, we are celebrating. We're going to have a day of fun. But I need you to pee, poo. We want to have a potty party. I wanted her to tell her brain to tell her body to do its job. I think she's starting to get the motivation.
Her eyes literally started to twinkle. You can tell that she got that.
Here is that when Kody was being so fun about it, that's when Truly started to get better because she had something to look forward to and something fun to think. But in this caption, written in 2023, Christine says that she's the one who did all that. Christine said that she was the one who inspired the turning point, that she was the one who explained what was happening in a way that Truly could understand, and that she promised Truly the fun experience that gave Truly something to hope for. Okay, if I haven't said this yet, let me say this now. I do acknowledge that life happens outside of filming, and it's possible that, Kody spent lots of nights at the hospital with Truly, loving on her and checking on her. Maybe he spent all his days and nights being there for Christine. Or maybe he was at Christine's house, entertaining and distracting the kids who were really scared to lose their baby sister. It's possible, but I just feel like over the course of 11 days, if there had been moments where Kody was just being a great father and a great husband, don't you think they would have showed that? Okay, so to just wrap this up, there is no certain answer because they don't show all of the nights on the show, but I think it is something to think about. What does it mean that Kody wasn't there every night? What does it mean that for 9 nights, we don't know where he was? Christine makes it very clear that she spent every night next to Truly, that she slept in the bed next to Truly. And the times that Kody did go to the hospital were always during the day, in the afternoon, when I imagine it was convenient with whatever else he had going on. Now, that doesn't seem great to me. That does not seem great to me. And it is, I don't know, too bad. This would be the second child during this series that Christine had in the hospital and Kody wasn't there for them. All right, so you've seen my evidence, and I hope that the conclusion I'm drawing is clear. I think Kody was not in the space he was supposed to be in. He was supposed to be with Truly. And I don't think he was there as much as he should have been. But yes, you go back if you can. I don't remember what episodes right off the top of my head, but I know I've shared them in the video. Okay, so watch those episodes and see what you think. Was he there for Christine and truly in the way that you think he should have been? And if you don't want to go back and watch, that's okay. Just look at the evidence I presented and see if you come to the same conclusion, okay? Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll either meet you down there or in the next video. I'm amazed, you guys. Sister Wives has been off the air for a few months, and they still have so much going on, and we still have more to talk about when it comes to them. And there's so many other shows. TLC is, I don't know if amazing is the word. They're creative. And people are willing to share all their business for us to discuss. All right. So anyway, I'll see you in the comments or in the next video. All right. Take care. Bye.